Hello, everyone, and welcome to another podcast. I want to thank you for joining me. And as we discuss a few topics, these are a few things that I really want to know that we need to discuss, that we need to change around, and that, like I always say, I would love some feedback on because there's some things that we are doing that we continue to believe the lies, and we continue to believe that this government will one day do right. That's why we look at the news continuously. That's why we always discuss. We do come up with some, remedies, but as you know, we are not the ones in power. We are not the ones in position. It's funny how we're not the ones with power and position, but what they say for the people. That's what they say. Aren't they supposed to be doing what we ask? Aren't we the ones that put them in? Let's move. Now, this thing with Biden's loss. He conceded. He conceded with they didn't stop the Republicans from doing what they wanted to do with the what they're doing down here. They have done this thing with in North Carolina with redistricting. I'm a bit ahead of myself with one of my topics. It's they redistrict, and it's they call it gerrymandering, but they call it redistricting. And what they're doing is they're trying to keep the the poor more suppressed and less rights, and do more of, making sure that the rich are good. And political-wise, the Republicans are making sure that the Democrats can't, really mess up, the Republican movement. Now, y'all have heard me say this before. This is a Republican state. And in the Republican state, Democrats are a joke. They're very funny. They have nothing to offer. They have no power in a Republican state. That's as we continue, and as I continue, to talk and discuss this with y'all, the more you will wake up and say, wait a minute, I think he has a point. There is something wrong here. So today, let's start with this subject on today, and let's move on from there. I have always said to y'all that voting does no good. They do what they want to do. They haven't changed anything. They still tell you to pray and believe God, and they still do the same thing. Do you know politics is, what's that thing I say? Politics is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Every year, people are going to the polls and expecting different results, and they haven't got them yet. I went to them this year. I didn't expect any different results. I went to them, but I won't be going to them anymore because it's the same thing. I'm doing the same thing not to get results. And the thing is, y'all, and I want y'all to stay with me, is that they keep acting like they're messing with us when it comes to voting. And we're stupid enough to keep doing it. And I said we. I didn't say you. I said we are stupid enough to keep doing it because they're doing these, these little idiotic things like, what would they do in, I think it was Georgia? They were trying to stop buses from picking people up to go vote. Now, understand this, y'all. And this is such a broad conversation. Here in North Carolina, a lot of black people came out and voted. Guess what? Trump still took North Carolina. Are we listening? If more black people came out and Trump still took North Carolina, what have y'all heard me say? There are more Caucasian people in this country than there are black people. The minority will never beat the majority. So when the minority begins to realize this, then comes a change. Now, I realized it. Now, it may take somebody 30, 50, 80 more years maybe, You understand what I'm saying? Because we are, and a lot have been indoctrinated. We have been, it's like church. We still believe that through this government process, our lives will be better. I'm not going to dwell there long because, I could do that all day long. But with Biden's loss, it meant nothing. Okay? Biden's loss on this trying to stop the Republicans from doing what they're doing, and they won. That's why I told y'all the Republicans are the winning team. They won. We will visit that again on one of my topics. But Biden's loss meant nothing. All of this politics stuff really means nothing. It doesn't do us any good, but they tell us to participate. Now, teachers in North Carolina, why won't you get a union? Teachers in North Carolina, why don't you have a union? Police have a union. Instead, you got the National Education Association. People have unions in North Carolina. Why not teachers? How do you think that you're going to get these people to get up off the money that they're taking from you to give back to you? It's only going to be through a union. North Carolina is one of the worst for paying teachers. And then have the audacity to ask to recruit teachers. Teachers, please, will one of you that come from up north and come down south, please help these Southerners understand that this is how you're going to get the money. You need a union. Bottom line. That's why the South is known for having good jobs but will not pay. That's what I heard before I came down here in 99, and that's been since forever. I heard something the first time. I heard the sick out. The teachers in North Carolina were calling out, but I guess you got to call out sick to get paid. I don't, but they called it a sick out. But really it was a strike because they wanted more money. They conceded when they said, we give you an extra $1,000. And then I think they gave them a little, penny ante raise. Y'all need a union. I'm not going to visit that. I'm not going to keep staying on that. This sick out mess, it was a strike. But I guess if they would have said strike, they would have. The teachers just don't know the power that they have right now. Okay, they just don't understand. Leaders. This is the question. I was at a funeral last week, and I touched on it, and the pastor touched on it, when they were doing the, opening and everything like that. They said who's going to be the leader when the leader passes away? Now, this is, somewhere else. It says, she said, who is going to be the leader when the leader goes away? Who, like in the family, who when the elders go, who's going to be the ones to hold the family together? And when she said that, I said, wow, man, that's, because, a lot of our families and a lot of us, that happens. When the elders go and the ones that are next in succession, busy working, you know what I'm saying? We doing our own personal thing with our personal families, but, as far as family wide, what happens? That should be up for discussion. I'm not even going to sit here and, act like I have the answer for that, but it is a question. Who takes over when the elders pass on and y'all are the next ones in succession to keep your family alive and to do things? You understand what I'm saying? To stay in touch with your family, or y'all to stay together. Who's that glue? You understand? Just a question, y'all. Just a question. This marching, every time we turn around after injustice, will somebody please tell people to stop doing this? It doesn't do anything, y'all. It doesn't. It does. Okay, understand this, and please accept my disrespect. When King was doing it, it didn't do nothing. And now that we're doing it now, guess what? It's not doing nothing. They treat it as a joke. They give you the opportunity to walk down the street and run your mouth and speak in a megaphone, but it doesn't make a difference and it doesn't do anything. Now, I know you may say you're wrong. I should be able to. Okay, but my thing is, after that, what is being done to get something done? You understand? I just don't. That's why I need to be at the meeting. We need to there needs to be a sit down somewhere. Somebody needs to be talking to somebody, and we need some results. See, what happens is you march because you want something done. Now, I need you to understand something. I know, with these last couple of convictions and things like that, we may be saying, "Oh, we on the roll." Please, people, please stay on alert. Stay on alert. Now, the reason I'm talking about this is because we have a situation here in North Carolina. The couple now, one man he was shot. It was a road rage situation, and he was retired military. He was heading home, and I guess I don't know everything verbatim, so I'm not gonna act like I know, but. The young guy got out. They had a confrontation. Nobody, and came to blows or anything. But the guy got out the way. The father shot the guy from the truck. Black guy killed him, and he had a family. And we knew what it was because his face showed it. His face showed it exactly. Now they say don't judge a book by its cover. We in the South, the face. What got me was a mayoral candidate that has jumped on the winning team, went after the faith leaders of accusing them of saying it was racially motivated. Now, that will be found out, and anybody can take, their view on it. I didn't know anything from anything at first until I saw, that it was a black man that was on a motorcycle, and I saw there was two Caucasian men, a father and a son, and they showed the video and stuff like that with them in the confrontation, and we didn't see everything, only the police have, and they showed it where the son didn't even flinch, so he knew what was up. But we have to stop marching with that, and we need to ground and pound on, to get this stuff done. Let's stop marching first thing to show that we are upset. Of course, somebody's upset. You understand what I'm saying? But that's does not need to keep being our trademark. That everybody get your signs together. We can ready to walk down the street. No. I'm going to the next city council meeting. I'm going to the next whatever meeting. I'm going to go to whatever representative. When are we going to change this, y'all? When are we going to change this? The only reason we're still going through this because we're still depending on them to do things for us. That's a very big problem because we see what we're getting. Now we want results. Now we want results. Now we want them because why? They're supposed to what? Serve and protect, right? There's been a crime. Police, please, do what you're supposed to do. But in this state, the criminals have more, rights than the victims. Can we please stop giving these extremists a platform? See, we don't watch our media the way we should, because for those weirdos that don't have a place to go, all they got to do is look at the news and they find out all the little extremist groups that that will accept them and are, crazy like they are and believe what they believe. I don't like how I think it was NBC News and some other news. A lot of the news was trying to talk to these extremists like civil beings. And they are conspiracy theories, but they are more white supremacist conspiracy theorists. See, they're not like conspiracy theory like black people are conspiracy theory. We have the facts and the proof to show you, but a lot of the extremists, they are more government, anti-government. They are more, against structure and stuff like that. It's crazy. You can almost, see a resemblance almost of an extremist and black conspiracy theorist. But it's a difference because one's black, the other is Caucasian. You understand what I'm saying? And you have to stop giving the extremists a platform. Now, have you ever seen so many people, and especially the way the country was with January 6th, so many people get the opportunity to speak. And when they ask them the common sense questions, common sense of, didn't you know? They'll sit there and say, no, I didn't think I did anything wrong. No, they didn't do anything wrong going in there. And then when you ask them, because remember, they start saying, oh, y'all are prosecuting us like the Jews. Stop giving extremists a platform. I just haven't seen it. Please, everybody, be aware of your media. Be aware of your media. I shared something on Facebook Live. I know a few people saw it. Some did, some didn't. And I was talking about the feminism of the young black man. How now he's very feminine. They started some years ago with the feminine dance moves. In hip hop, it got worse. They started wearing purses. They started, really, now the worst part now is, I ain't gonna lie to you, is this men and women boots and men and women this. And I'm like, wait, first of all, I just need, men's boots, men's sneakers. I don't want to wear no unisex nothing. Understand? I told you, keep your eyes open, because you'll find out a lot, especially when you're shopping on Amazon. There's a lot of for men and women. Nope. Not with it. Told you. Captain Caveman. I put it on my Facebook. The white Captain Caveman Kirk. But I'm no feminist. Good grief. I am not, I'm not a feminist. It got me tripping. I am not, I haven't heard that. I am not a male chauvinist. I ain't heard that in years. I am not a male chauvinist. I'm not, against, women having power and doing certain things and doing whatever they please to do. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, they are the mothers of the earth. But guess what? I just don't like how they, and not them, how the government, how things are being portrayed to feminize our young black men. Y'all have heard me, I said this on the Facebook Live. I said when they push the LGBTQ agenda on anything, they use black men and black women. You understand? They use them to push that out. They don't use Caucasian people for that. They use young black men and young black women of the LGBTQ community, because I was looking at they wanted them USAA, and you knew that black young lady was, I guess what they call a stud, because she was walking like she was buffed and she was a man. And I said, oh, why did it have to be that? You understand what I'm saying? Now, the commercial wasn't, you understand what I'm saying? The commercial wasn't about, relationship or going to dinner or anything like that. It just, when you saw the young lady, you knew, okay, that's one of the homies. but you knew she was a female by the way she dressed, the way she was moving. I said, why did it have to be a young black woman? Watch your media, and I don't like how they're feminizing y'all young black men. What really got me after I said that, there was a football player that made a touchdown either a couple of weeks ago, and he did the pose like he took a portrait like the young ladies did when they would graduate high school back in my day. They would put their hand under their face and smile. But it was a man. No. Like I said, it seems like I'm the only one saying this. And I'm the only one saying this. And it's just killing me. I really think that cancel culture really has everybody afraid or scared to talk. Cancel culture has because you know what? It seems like your bank account depends on cancel culture. What you do, cancel culture will cancel you. Please, I don't have time for that. If something's wrong, it needs to be said. I'm not gonna have nobody have me scared enough to where I can't speak on this or on that. Understand? And that's just the realness about it. Our young black men are being feminized. Now, this we were talking about just a little bit earlier. The redistricting of the here in North Carolina, which really was when Trump lost. Remember, they started that all the Republicans started making sure that, you know, with the redistricting, that if Trump runs again, he will have a better chance at winning. That's really what, you know, the Republicans are really doing. They started doing that. Even if it wasn't him, whoever they put in, they are doing this to get into position. Now, right now, I told y'all this before, and y'all have heard this, and you can go back to my other speakers. If Biden do run again, he's going to be beat because he's very weak. He's too kumbaya. He just has no, you know, there's no, you know, no nothing in there, man. I think he's too old. It's, you know, I think you know, there's no rah in there. There's no rah. You know, it's more old, brittle old man. You know what I'm saying? Weak, brittle old man. And that's not going to get it done. That's not going to run a country. And it's something how, if you ever noticed how they tell us we pick them, but it's always the only choice is an old person in their 70s or their 80s. Before I get off of this, you know, this redistricting thing, with this redistricting, and they took it to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court said it was constitutional. And when you go through the paperwork, y'all, they took this to court. Do you know it is definitely racially motivated? And guess what they said? It was constitutional. And the Supreme Court, I don't know if it was a high or in the state of North Carolina, which, you know, usually is Republican, if anything. Did you hear the Democrats said that the Justice Department, if they would go into these states and they would, you know, look at their laws and take it, you know, and break it down and really see, you know, what the deal is and what's happening. Remember what I told y'all, that remember that all of this is politically motivated, and you can't get anybody that's not going to be biased to go in, because if this politics is tricky, y'all. You got to keep your patience and you got to watch them. If they were to send a Justice Department into a Republican state, they can't send in Democrats, because then they're coming in with a Democrat state of mind. Not that these are not the laws of the Constitution. I'm listening to the Democrats' conversation right now, and they're on the way out. They're too busy being upstanding. They're too busy with Kumbaya. I think that I think Biden's going to get about 4 years like Trump did, and it's going. I'm not going to say it's going to be a mess. We haven't died yet, and only thing happens with us, y'all. They keep living off our backs. That's it. But it was messed up how the Supreme Court said it was constitutional. We have to stop asking the South to do better. They are not going to do better. They only know racism, and they only know how to be hate. The South is the people that run the South are full of hate. Now, I'm not going to say everybody has hate, but guess what? The ones that have the power have it. It's funny, like I said, I hate Republicans. I'm in a Republican state, but the Republicans are the ones that's running it, y'all. They are the ones, like I told y'all got to go to my other speakers. When I told you, if they want to do something, guess what they do? Y'all, I've been down here since 99. And I tell you right now, they've been fighting that since then. And they make them hold it. And guess what? In 2022, they got it done. In 2022, they got it done. Those Republicans don't play. You can stop them and they're going to keep coming back. You're going to stop them and they're going to keep coming back. When are we going to stop playing these games with these people? When are we going to stop voting with them? When are we going to stop? Oh my goodness. I forgot to write this down. And this is something else. When, before I move on to these other last two, when are we going to stop going down there voting with them and then see what you get? Stop being scared that something bad's going to happen to you. You made it through Trump. Now, check this out, y'all. This is what happens to Kirk dogs a lot of times when I'm, God wakes me up 1-something in the morning, and it's before I have to get up at 2:30 to go to work. And I didn't write this down the other morning. Have you ever noticed, y'all? Have you ever noticed with welfare that the government gets that money back? Remember I said to y'all some time ago, there's money in poverty, but I know y'all say, Dwight, you're crazy. Now, listen to me. Food stamps, welfare, they get that money back. I've heard people say, they're using my taxpayers' money to, what do you say? They're using my taxpayer money to pay welfare and all this other stuff, and they're using this and, okay, all right, let's, like I said, EBT, out of all the people that they give that to, guess what? The government gets all that back. Check and see if I'm lying. Welfare, guess what? They got to pay rent out of it, don't they? They get that money back. Nobody looks at that system like that. Nobody does. Because you thinking that they need to get a job and get off their tails, and why do you think the only people that complain about it are the people that don't get it? Government says nothing about it. They say it and they make you get scared, and then guess what? People still get food stamps and people still get welfare. Oh, I told you, things for discussion. Topics of discussion. They get that money back, y'all. When I was talking about school lunches, what I say? When they charge them kids that, guess what? They don't pay for that food that them children are eating, but they get that money back. They act like, y'all, when we are spending so much money, everything they spend on, y'all, they get back. Everything that the government spends money on, they get that money back. There's no loss. There's no loss, y'all. But they try to train us to believe, oh, they're losing so much money. Oh, this state is low on money. They don't have no money. I haven't seen a state where they don't have no money. They may be poor, but they always got money. Now, tell me how North Carolina is a poor state because all Republicans are poor states, but everybody that's in here working, they take the majority of our money on income tax, on taxes and deductions. Ask any North Carolinian, ask them. I'm one of them, and I'll tell you, the majority of my money is taxes and deductions. They get their money back on whatever they spend. Their money don't run out, y'all. That's why I don't have no, pity on them. When they be complaining, talking about, we don't have enough money. You're lying. Now, I don't know if y'all saw this situation with Fauci and this senator. Now, that's why I don't like, I really don't like these senators when they have these meetings with, top executives or whoever the case. But Fauci was talking to some sorry senator, one of these Republican senators, and it's like you ask questions, but you can't answer the questions. And then they just keep going and being disrespectful. You got to understand something, man. Don't ever have me sit in front of one of them. Y'all gonna put me under the jail. You're not gonna talk to me like that. Have you ever seen how they talk to people? But they don't listen. When are we gonna stop participating with this bull, y'all? Screw all these senators. Screw all this government, man. But now I'm gonna end on this, y'all. The critical race theory. Hot topic, isn't it? Didn't know it started in the 70s. Critical race theory. The mayor, or I don't know, governor, I don't know what he is. I punch him in his mouth. DeSantis. He had his own thing. I know North Carolina tried it, but it didn't work. He had his own thing to stop it from being taught. Now, the problem is, y'all, and I'm going to be honest with you, we're trying to get in schools so young Caucasian children can learn this. Now, understand this. They already know. Their mothers and fathers and great-grandparents and great-great-grandparents do like they did with us. They lie to them. They act like America's a great country and that we've done such great things. And like I just said, all history isn't, what they say, all history isn't pretty. So you're not telling these young Caucasian children or, anything that they don't know already. But they're trying to stop it because they want to go deeper than just all history isn't bad history. And I've said this before, I'll say this again. Black churches should be teaching black children critical race theory. See, the problem with the church, and I'm going to be honest with you, y'all, they're not teaching reality. They're only teaching the Bible, and they are robbing the people. They're not helping them with their common sense. They're not, really dealing with, reality. They are doing more spiritual and, as Dr. Umar would say, dealing with hope. Now, that's why you do the same thing over and over again, and you're expecting different results. I'm going to keep praying. I'm going to keep reading my Bible. I'm going to get my, Bible, go through the Bible in a year? How many years now, people, have you been reading through your Bible and you're still going through the same thing? I'm going to end right there. Y'all may say to me, I think that church needs to change. If you're going to go to church, if you want to go to church, it needs to stop being 50,000% Bible, and it needs to start dealing with what everybody is going through and what we need to do to stop participating with this government. Because remember what I said, y'all, the church is only there to keep you dormant and make sure that you shut up and you don't give them no problems. I want to thank y'all for joining me, and I want y'all to have a blessed week. Please, please, and for all my people that I've been sending this to, please, y'all, I want the smoke. Please send this elsewhere. I send this to you, you send it out, and I don't care. I'm hoping that I say something, and somebody knows, the Lieutenant Governor of North Carolina, and he hears this and says, I don't care if you don't like me. I bet you he don't. But as long as we have these black men cooning, I'll say it again, cooning, and doing the agenda, and then try to get us to follow along with them, man, oh man, everybody, y'all be good. And like Public Enemy said, fight the power. Now, remember what I said, y'all. Remember what I said. I said, don't keep doing the same things over and over again and expecting different results voting. And on here, we are doing our best, our very, very best to stop the indoctrination. We have to stop indoctrination, and that's what the government has done to us. Let's stop the indoctrination of government and church. God bless.